Hello, it is me again, Caitlin. I'm filming 2 videos in one day because I'm all of a sudden feeling productive. So today is going to be my Pennyroyal Academy book talk. I am going to have a section that's not so much spoilers in the beginning for anyone who hasn't read the book yet, and then for those who have read it or don't really care if they find out what happens in the book, then I'll let you know when we're actually going to start diving into everything that happens in this magical book of wonder. Okay, so first off, this book was written by M.J. Larson, who's a film writer. Actually, he's written things for like Disney and all that other kind of stuff. And this book is about this girl named Evie who is just on an adventure to attend Pennyroyal Academy to become a princess. What she doesn't know when she gets there though is that when you go to Pennyroyal Academy you learn how to fight witches and dragons. And when she figures out the truth and regains her memory of everything that happened and how close she actually is to all the witches and the dragons, then things actually start happening and everything just gets screwed up, basically. This kind of goes with the theme, don't you think? This is my dragon. She's blue. Her name is Rory, mainly from Gilmore Girls, but you know, it fits. So Pennyroyal Academy is set in the Grimm's fairy tale world, which in the beginning I just found really interesting because one of my good friends is always going on about like Grimm's fairy tales because she's read them and she says that they're really good, but they're also very brutal apparently. So I think I'm going to have to read some of those myself. But we start off by learning that witches actually take children's hearts, and I think they eat them. I don't even know what goes on there. I don't think I want to know. But in this first scene in the novel, we meet a young boy. We meet Remington. Remington is like the first human that Evie has ever seen, like, in her life. The first person who's actually like her. I'm a big fan of romance in novels, TV shows, movies, anything. You give me anything that could have the slightest thing of romance in it, I'll be like, oh my god, I ship you. Something bad happens, I'll be like, no, piss off, I don't ship you anymore. I like these two instead. So, you know, I think you can guess that as soon as Remington came into this novel, I was like, Remington and Evie, I ship you so much. When Evie first goes to attend Pennyroyal Academy, she doesn't know her name, she doesn't remember anything about her family at all, only that she has a mother, a father, and a sister. That's all that she remembers. So they give her the name Cadet 11, and when she meets some new friends of some of the normal blood, some of high blood, then they give her the name Evie because they think it's better than a number, basically. Now this is where a new ship comes in. Evie goes into the infirmary, there's a pig, she's getting chased around by this pig, who apparently is this boy who's been cursed. And she's like, I don't frickin' believe in this crap, get the hell away from me. Pig keeps stalking her. Pig becomes boy. Boy kisses Evie. New ship has formed. So, you know, that's basically what was going on in my head. Because, you know, kiss, ship. Remington can go bye-bye. Because this new boy has captured us all. Later on, during an assembly with all the students of Pennyroyal Academy, everyone gets told about the warrior princess, who is a highborn who is supposed to rid witches. Like, forever. Rid the land of witches. Preach. So, you know. And that gets you thinking, like, oh, could Evie actually be a highborn instead of being like one of the lower class society people? We then read that Evie sucks at everything. It's just so bad. I'm not even kidding. Like, she tries doing all these different activities and she fails. They had to push this cart up a hill in the mud. She fell. She made her team lose. And then she ends up in the headmistress's office and ends up getting dismissed from Pennyroyal Academy until she convinces the headmistress to let her stay instead of kicking her out. Then when Evie's back in the infirmary, she has to take all these potions so that she can try and like remember her memories and everything. Some of Evie's memories start resurfacing, But then she gets told by Prince Forbes, the guy who kissed her, yeah, the new ship that's going on in this story. She gets told that there is a portrait of her in his father's castle, and she is the reason that he got turned into a pig, and she is also the reason that he got transformed back into a human boy. But then she starts ignoring Prince Forbes, and you know, all this crazy stuff is going on. And then another crazy thing happens. We find out that she's friggin' from a family of dragons. Her family are dragons, but she's a human. She can't fly. She freaking threw herself off a cliff thinking, I can fly. You know, I believe I can fly. You know, all that kind of stuff. And it didn't work out. She almost killed her father. So her family's just kind of like, we just have to accept that she's a human. But then when we get on with this new activity where they have to dive bomb out of a tower and land on a horse, I don't know, some kind of princess training activity, it's just really weird. But when she dives out of the tower, she misses the horse completely and she flies. She just flies away and she lands on the grass, and then the fairy drill sergeant's just like, what the hell was that? I never want to see that again. And while I'm cringing over here, she's just like, oh my god, I flew. I actually did it. I flew. And Then once Evie discovers that she actually may be able to fly, she finds that she can't stop thinking about Remington, which, of course, in my brain, Prince Forbes just got chucked out a window. I didn't even care what happened to him. Hey look, Remington's back, and these two are like, they're not going away. This ship is stable, okay? This ship, nothing is happening to this ship. Okay? Okay. We then have the Grand Ball, which people who win that automatically get to come back to Pennyroyal Academy for the next year. And Evie got chosen to attend that ball, and her partner was Remington. Of course, Remington rigged it so that Evie would get chosen, but still, we love him for that. But then, Melora, she's like the Draco Malfoy or the Voldemort of the series. She is that main bitch, the one that everyone hates, and is the one that I hate so freaking much. She stands up, she throws a hissy fit about how she's a highborn, she should get chosen for everything, she deserves Remington, Evie deserves nothing, she's just a slave girl. It's not even what she said, but you get my meaning. So Evie runs out of Pennyroyal Academy in tears, and one of the main things that they learned upon entering Pennyroyal Academy is that once you leave its walls, you can't come back in unless a fairy accompanies you or you have permission or something. So she's already out. She can't get back in. Next thing we know, she's in the forest and there are witches all surrounding her. And she almost gets cooked alive. She's almost human soup. Until her dragon sister comes along. We then learn that Prince Forbes was actually turned to a pig out of greed because it's like the witch cursed Evie's portrait. She's like, if you look at this, then you will, something bad will happen to you. Prince Forbes could not resist. He looked, he got turned into whoa. Prince Forbes couldn't resist. He looked, he turned into a pig. Hallelujah, amen, happy Hanukkah, let's go on. Their next training exercise that they have to do in the novel is like kind of on this obstacle course. So Evie is partnered with Remington, and while Evie has to go up onto this wall with all of the other princesses, and she has to drop a rope down and pull up her male partner, Remington in this case. But then we've got Demetra, one of Evie's best friends since she arrived at Pennyroyal Academy, and Demetra is trying to pull her partner up the wall. Melora, the friggin' bitch, goes over and starts like shoving her and fighting her, and Demetra's like, no, please, like, stop, I'm gonna drop my partner, he's gonna die, he's gonna get like a broken leg if he doesn't die. Even if he does die, he's still gonna get a broken leg. But you know, things keep going on, so Evie drops Remington on the floor and like charges over there to break up the battle. And My god, Demetra almost freaking died because she fell off the edge. Melora shoved her off the edge, but the fairy drill sergeant caught her before she hit the ground. But then another one of Evie's good friends, Anisette, took the blame for everything and she got discharged while Evie and Melora both got to stay. Yay Evie, boo Melora. While Evie is in the office, however, we learn that Melora's mother is actually Evie's mother as well. Evie's real name is Nicolina because she had this big memory moment where she remembered almost everything about her childhood. So it's pretty cool how we're just like, oh my god, Evie's actually a highborn. This like raises the percentage that she is the warrior princess. Bunch of crazy shit's going on. Melora's like, no, she's not my sister. Go the hell away. Do not interfere with my family because I do not like you at all. That night we learn that Remington is a frog. He can transform into a frog. So at the same time that's pretty cool, it's really weird. But Evie follows him out of where she sleeps and almost into the forest, I think, where they're on lily pads that can support the weight of a horse. I want to try some of those lily pads. I mean, that's Jesus, man, walking on water. But then they almost kissed. The ship is staying. What did I tell you? My god, I called it. I knew. I'm taking credit. But then the wolves come and they try to kill them. And Evie roars like a friggin' dragon and, you know, she tells Remington everything. So I didn't take too many notes for the end of the book because I only wanted to use one page. So I've got 4 more notes left. We learn that Evie's mother, Melora's mother, is not actually her mother. Melora's mother is a witch, meaning that Melora herself is a witch. She pretended that Melora was the daughter of the king so that she would be classified as a highborn, and said that Evie was her daughter so that Melora could get everything and Evie would get nothing after the king died. But after the truth comes out, her mum is trying to friggin' kill Evie, like trying to shove her off the tower. Melora is rotten inside, but Evie still saves her life when Melora's about to fall out of a friggin' tower. So, you know, that is one of the princess's main things. One of their, like, the things that build up a princess. They had, like, courage and all that kind of stuff. There are 4, but I can only remember 1. But she saves her and that like brings out part of the goodness in her, part of what makes a princess. So when we learn that Evie is King Callahan's daughter and that Melora's mother is trying to kill Evie, Melora, instead of killing Evie herself, attacks her mother so that Evie can survive, and she helps Remington, who, when stupidly trying to save Evie, got turned into stone. But he was still alive, so, you know. In the end of the book, we speak to Prince Forbes after Evie and the rest of her friends have officially graduated their first year at Pennyroyal Academy and will be returning in the next year. Prince Forbes is an arse. He is so annoying, and that kiss was the only thing that was actually great about him because I hated everything else. So, you know, on my notes down here, I've got R and E forever in a little heart. And the thing that happened on the very last page, they kissed. They kissed on the very last page of the novel, or at least the second last page, but you know, it was all worth it because it was such a good story, and I really recommend it for anyone who hasn't read it yet. Sorry if this video was really long, really boring. This is, after all, my first book talk, as I've said plenty of times before. I won't say it again, I swear, but I will get better at these. I just need practice. Practice makes perfect. So, for now, I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye, world.